Hi folks, thanks for tuning in. You've probably had your fill of turkey sandwiches, so what I thought I'd show you today for this week's stillwater tutorial is what I call a pooling hopper. So without further ado, let's get into it. In the vise then is a Hanak H260 barbless hook. This one's at size 12 and it's in a heavy wire gauge in black nickel. Now the thread I'm going to be using today is the Veevus. It's GSP and it's at 30 denier and white. Now with GSP, if you watch any of my videos in the past, you'll know that I like to put a little bit of super glue onto the shank of the hook. I just think it works a little bit better than wax for adhering it to the hook. I think with wax it still tends to swivel about, and I don't want that with this fly. So I'm just going to run a bed of silk down the shank of the hook, then come in with my snips and take away my rat's tail. Now with this fly I'm going to add a little tag. I'm using the Mirage Opal tinsel. As you can see, it's a nice shiny bright tag, ideal for a pooling fly, especially at the back end where you know, a pursuing fish might just see the glint of light and come in and snaffle it. Again, I would prefer to have a medium for doing this, but I'm going to use what I've got and bring that up. Then when I turn it, I want to get the tinsel to lie flat against the shank of the hook, and because it is large, it only takes a couple of turns to achieve the effect you want. So I'll bring that up, and then when I come round for about the third turn there, actually I'm able to come back and capture that down with my thread. And once I've got a couple of turns in there, I'm confident that it's going to go nowhere. I'll just move that back, get a couple of turns in front, then I can remove that and put it to the side for the next fly. Okay, the body of the fly then, I'm going to use some of this stuff. It's like a micro Fritz, if you like. Really great stuff. It's from Troutline, hasn't got a label, but you'll find it's sure enough on dubbed bodies. And if you're really desperate to use the exact same stuff, I'm happy to post a link to it in the description. So I'm just going to come back. I don't want my tag overly big, and then I'm going to bring my Veevus to the front, about 1/4 of an inch from the eye of the hook. Then I'm just going to bring this micro Fritz, if you like, and it's got UV qualities in it. It really does stand out in the water, especially on a bright day. It's superb. I like to fish this fly on the top dropper actually. It does seem to bring fish in much more drab patterns in behind it. So each time I turn, I'm just slicking back the little microfibers out the way. I can capture that in 2 turns, then come in front and a couple of turns. Then you can remove your excess, and that's looking pretty decent for a body. Now I've always advocated tying my own knotted pheasant tail legs, but I finally gave in and I bought some of these. You know, I just thought my life, I'm not getting any younger, so I thought I'd treat myself to some of these knotted pheasant tails, and I got these from Vineyards. Now I want to take about 5, but again, same as my river stuff, I don't think reservoir trout count any better than river trout, so I'm taking 4, but if I'd got 5 I wouldn't have cared. You know, it's all the same. I just want the effect. So I'm just going to try and split them like so, and I want to try and just get them. Oh, it's not behaving. This is why you should tie your own, isn't it? Revenge of the tight jock. Right, there we go. Just move your thread out the way, and I want to just get a couple on your side, and then I'll dress it up to the hook. I've made this look much more difficult than it is, you know, but there we go. I've cracked it now, and you just want them trailing legs really. Then I can remove the excess. Now for the wing, what I'm using is this, I call them badger capes, and everyone always picks me up and says it's a Greenwell's, it's a Greenwell's. Well, this time I've got you. It's a Greenwell's, and it's been dyed picric. And I've selected a feather already, quite a big feather actually. I want this to sweep back and pulse through the water, and that's the reason I'm using a Greenwell's rather than a cock cape. So I'm just going to add a little bit of wax to give me some grip, and as you can see, I've removed some of the fibres from the stem, and I'm going to really clamp down on that. Then with my Hackle pliers, I can come in and put my hackle in. Now what I want to do is just break the stem a little so that it sits back for me. Then when I bring it round, you can see I'm starting to get that nice curve in the feathers. They're going the right way already before there's even any water there. It's up to you how many turns of hackle you do. I like to keep it fairly light because I don't want it completely cloaking that nice glitzy body. So I'm going to call it a hole there, and I think that was about 3 turns. And I'll remove my hackle pliers once I've secured it, pull everything back, remove that troublesome piece there, grab the tip of your feather. Now I recommend you hold on to your thread at this point, and that should just pull away. Now as I say, this is not meant to sit on the surface. It'll fish just under, and that's why I'm using this soft hackle. More like a wet hopper might have been a better name actually. Now where's my whip finish tool? I'm going to cast this off, and if you were of a mind to, you could have used black thread and just finished the fly as is, but I like to add a little bit of colour to the head of this, and I'm going to be using some Glow-Brite, and I think this is number 4, but I've lost the label, so I'm just guessing. So I'm going to bring that up again, catch it just behind the eye, and once you've got started, keep quite a firm hold of your bobbin, pull away that, and it should come straight away for you. And to finish off, I'm going to grab some UV resin and just colour up my thread. Now, again, with a whip finish tool. Oh, it's nearly all going badly wrong. Whip finish tool, still my nemesis. Just build your head up, and then once you're content, you can pull that all nice and tight, and then simply cure it. Now if you're of a mind to, and I am, you can give it another little touch up with some resin, and job's a good one. It's best fished on something like a midge tip or even a very slow intermediate, and as I said earlier, it's best fished on the top dropper, and it does a great job at bringing fish to your cast. Thanks very much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please think about clicking that button there. I would really appreciate your support, and I'll see you all next time.